hero and the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I know full well what route we're doing this time.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, let's go.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Proceed in.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Nope.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Oh, if we don't take the blade, she does the sweet voice. Okay.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Still get the feeling she's gonna rip her arm off, but maybe it'll end better this time.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever.
I'm gonna trust in you wholeheartedly.
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
I did not.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
And I'm about to break. I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Don't care.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
No.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
True.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
And you're probably not gonna let me go back up there to try, are you?
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
What a jerk.
Is someone else here?
How am I supposed to get the blade now, narrator?
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
Oh.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
You're right.
She barely hesitates before
Oh.
raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Okay.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Nope.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Oh, we only have the option.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged,
Her bloody mouth.
self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Don't worry, you can eat this later.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
She tough.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Is this going to force us into the resistance route?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too
Yep.
high.
Okay.
You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
No, come on. We're not doing that.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No, you're not. You're just trying to kill her.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm saving the waifu.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
I get the feeling it's not going to be as quick as the last time.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
That's okay, dear. Try again.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Don't even care.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
It's like when the nurse can't find a vein in your arm, so she just keeps trying.
I'm sorry.
Oh no! It's exactly like that.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
From a couple of stab wounds, actually.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
Poor princess and her sad eyes.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2. The Damsel.
You're on a path in the woods, And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I'm still not gonna kill her.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's see. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I'ma believe every word she says.
If only you knew what you did to us, you villain.
I love him.
Excuse me? Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
Oh, you right. He'll never stop us.
Last time? What are you talking about? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
I love it.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
What's it look like now?
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Absolutely not. Well, let's approach the mirror. I want to see what the smitten
Walk
says.
up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
He's absolutely correct. You need to look your best. Alright, well, enter in the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I disagree wholeheartedly. This is very royal.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think?
No.
We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
No.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Manipulate away.
You walk down the stairs
Aww.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
Can't take this guy seriously. The others had, like, clear logic behind their motives. This is the one that doesn't.
You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Probably not.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
I don't know that that's true, but I'll take the compliment.
And she called us a hero.
Oh, you get off on that, don't you, buddy?
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
Oh, he found out.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us.
Well, no, yeah, it was his fault, though.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Nope, didn't bring the blade.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
At least you can tell where we've been.
Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Exactly right, Smitten. I'm here, brother.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Yep, let's do it again.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Let's see. Right up. Well, I guess we can go through a couple of these. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Yeah, actually.
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
Yeah, no, that basically sums it up.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
You literally manipulated me. What are you talking about? I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
I don't want to do that, but if that's what we have to do.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
Oh, cool.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Yeah, man. Just you.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Nah, now you're just making stuff up, narrator. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Oh, yeah, no, that's about what happened. But before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world? No, I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It was extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
See how appreciative she is?
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
Look, she's been in the time loop too. She understands that there are shenanigans at play.
That's because she's perfect.
Or she's perfect.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
I don't think so.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Wouldn't we have heard it when she possessed us because she could hear ours?
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Right. Rescue.
No. I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Smitten, hold him down.
I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Ooh, Smitten, you doing one better. You holding us down.
You wouldn't.
I would.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would be saved.
Nope, we're gonna kill them all.
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
We leave. Or what do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
Yeah, narrator.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I have doubted literally everything you've said, and most of my doubts have been correct.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want you to tell me what you want. Me trying to get my wife to pick a restaurant. Must be something you want in the world. I just want to leave. We can figure out the rest later.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
It's perfect.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually.
Nope.
Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it.
The one happy ending out of all the endings we picked.
I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
Thank goodness.
You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
It's literally the ideal outcome, of course she does.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
Yeah, keep narrating, narrator boy.
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
You're so rude.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
Let's break it down.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
It's love at first sight. That's a thing.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
Oh no, that's exactly what we're doing.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Thank you, hero. I think I've got to open this. You think you can open? I think we can open it if we try together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech.
The power of love and friendship and this gun I found.
And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
Oh no, I'm the narrator now, baby.
I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs and...
No, don't pick up that blade.
There's still a chance
Don't pick up
of
that
doing the
blade.
right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
I'm not doing that.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
If there's one thing I can absolutely agree on after all these endings, narrator, it's that I hate you too.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Hey, we did it! We're actually outside.
Our happy ending at last.
I mean, we're gonna get sucked into the void, but...
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
No, darling, you're getting eaten by whatever hive mind exists in the long quiet.
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Goodbye, dear. But you don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
It's gonna be okay. Just trust me. Been here before and you always
But
get
it
scared.
feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
Need a mirror for that, buddy. I'll see you on the other side. It's gonna be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into the abyss. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. What? But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. Nothing doesn't exist. You refocus your gaze and then you see it. A figure, faint and veiled in shadow just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
No! A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you. What are you? You something like me? If you're not me, then what are you? I have so many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? Sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? Every time I ask you something, it's like a piece of you breaks. Or are you part of me? Are you something else? There are a lot. You're the one who wanted me to slay the princess. Why? I've met you many times. You've been the same all along. Wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? What is this place? Where are we? So maybe we only get so many questions. So you're the narrator.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
At least 5. I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I?
You were either going to have seen all this, or you weren't going to have seen all this. This is worse, but you still have an opportunity to save the world. You can still slay her.
If you want me to slay her, I need to know what she actually is.
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. Like I said, this isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Why would you want me to destroy the concept of transformation?
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed.
You can't get rid of death. death is a natural cycle. To get rid of death would be to doom the entire universe. If I destroy her, how is that existence any better than death? Or even different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse.
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
Do you have anything to say for yourself? For all of this hubris?
I do. The people out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
Well, they all about to die because I'm not doing it. After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
That's probably what's going to happen. What would it be like to live in a world without her?
Light, burdenless, an eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear, no more howling chaos. Just life, forever.
No, there's always loss. There can't be joy without there being lack thereof. You wouldn't know the difference.
There's a cruel irony to it all. The only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself.
Nah, I don't like you, bro. I was made to do this single task. Who made me? What am I?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Does anyone else know about this? Does anyone else know about us?
Of course not. The only way this construct could function was if nobody knew what it was doing. But the bones of the universe are old. It's on the cusp of its dying breath, and the people out there are consumed with thoughts of oblivion. When the patterns are wiped from the sand, when the board is reset, who will remember them? All I've done is give them a chance to live outside of the shadow of the end.
Run out of questions. Haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. Yeah. I'm not going to slay her. And I want you to know that before you die for good.
Well, there's no reasoning with a god. Even one you've woven into existence yourself. I've said my piece, and my time is up. I'm just an echo. And every echo fades away.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. See to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. What? Oh.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Yup.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I've missed you too. She unfurls an endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Yeah, it's too arrogant to assume you can escape death. I don't like that. Even if the narrator was right, I don't like it. I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
No, we are not ridding the world of death. That is a terrible idea. There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end, pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't you have a say in all this? What is this? Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well.
Uh-oh.
If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever, consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
I won't engage with violence.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us. Do not deny what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear.
Oh, the wraith.
Flesh is a vehicle, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit. With violence you stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh back into mine. But forced between choosing your death and forfeiting your body, you chose agency. But agency requires action, and action requires endless tapestry of events. In your final moments would you remove action itself from reality?
Can you say with certainty what shape a world without you will take? That world can pass, you can make a choice. Doesn't matter how I feel, death, suffering, and oblivion shouldn't fall on others. We are able to transcend death and we are responsible for those. That's happen. Okay, there's no need for us to keep fighting. I'll leave with you, I just don't know. I don't want to stop the fight early. Can you say with certainty what a shape a world without you will take?
I know what I am, but I do not know what I am not. If a world without me is so unknown, then how can you be so sure you want to create it? To question everything is to deny the proof of reality that lies in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. In believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. But even then, you remembered the impermanence of the material and watched as the walls of your prison decayed into nothing. To be impermanent is not to end, but to change. And for the world to be impermanent is to make finite the suffering of all things. Would you strip that gift away and leave them all to suffer in their permanence?
That's what I'm saying. Torture doesn't matter, like the death, suffering, and purgation phone over there, so I can get it. That would be torture.
It would. Our purpose is to be and to experience, and their purpose is the same. To be permanent is to cease. To be paused is to be trapped. A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they do not return it. I offer you a path to your redemption, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
But without redemption, there can be no sin. I would sacrifice everything to free you again.
And yet there is nothing left for you to sacrifice, so long as you accept me with open arms.
As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Are you starting to see? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's too easy. It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all. What do you think happens if we leave here? We're going to fight you, but how do we leave? Well, there is enough of you and me to preserve meaning and existence. Fight for a better world. Wow, there's a lot of different I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I won't let you free. And everything you can to make me understand and respect you. Dismiss your mind. Think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation. You feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled, and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. There are no endings, only new beginnings. Thank you so much for playing. As an expression of our gratitude, here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by hitting H. And that is it for Slay the Princess. What an absolute trip. There's a lot to break down here, so I'm going to do my best to stay on topic and hit each part one at a time. Let's start with something easy. Art direction. I give it an A. This gritty, hand-drawn look adds an edge to every scene, but in completely different flavors depending on what route you're on. It's playful and smooth in the Damsel route. It's long shadows and wispy lines in the Wraith route. It's hard lines on strict surfaces in the Prisoner route. There are rarely parts where I'd say I dislike the feeling that it gives me, whether that be joy, fear, or disgust. It portrays what the atmosphere should feel like perfectly. And speaking of displaying the atmosphere, how about that writing? Absolutely stellar. The concept of banishing death to create a utopia is not new, by any means. But the direction this took in manifesting it, making you develop a relationship with it, and showing it as so much more, all the while keeping you second-guessing yourself on how you should move forward. Now, I personally have strong feelings about this concept. I think death is extremely important, and like the princess said, to remove death is to remove meaning. As a great hero once said, a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts. Regardless, what a fantastic story, and I can't help feeling we only scraped the surface of possibilities. Maybe you all can tell me some of your favorite routes. And accompanying said routes is the score. Now you can tell they were pretty proud of it, given how they included links to the tracks in the credits, and I'm here to say they have every reason to be. Though my favorite has to be the sheer whimsy we experienced in the Damsel route, every single track in every route felt like it belonged. It flowed seamlessly and naturally, and I swear it seemed to climax and crescendo at the perfect story moments to the point where I was sure it had to be actually planned in there. Stellar in every way. And that's really the sum of this game. There is so much soul in this game it truly feels like its own being, like every story that a player gets is truly and uniquely their own. That's what Slay the Princess is. A trip tailored to how you want the game to appear through the sheer amount of choices you're given. And I don't think there's a single route that could be considered a waste. They are all inherently essential, and I'm here for it. So, thank you for taking the time to unalive the monarch with me. I look forward to our next adventure.